presented by FIS. And welcome to the Big 12 Conference on ESPN as we get set for the Cyclones of Iowa State visiting the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. And here come the Pokes. Ready to flip the switch after back-to-back losses in the state of Kansas. Still plenty to play for as Mike Gundy reminded Cowboy Country to take it easy. The guys are still playing hard and still plenty at stake. As we head into the final weeks of the regular season, they are one of 8 teams still alive mathematically. TCU, of course, in the driver's seat. In fact, the Horned Frogs, if they beat Texas tonight, they will have clinched one of the 2 berths in the Big 12 championship game. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Boone Pickens Stadium here in Stillwater. Beth Mowins along with Kirk Morrison and Stormy Buonantony. And the big question around town here in Stillwater all week long was who was going to start at quarterback. Right. We know it's going to be a youngster against a very good Iowa State defense.
Well, Beth, you said that Coach Gundy told everybody to relax. Well, it's kind of hard to relax when Spencer Sanders is not going to start at quarterback. It's going to be one of these guys, whether it's Gunnar Gundy, the coach's son, right? Or was it going to be Garrett Rangel? We will find out really soon who's going to start at quarterback for this Oklahoma State team, and maybe the fans could relax.
Oklahoma State will receive, so we'll know momentarily. And it's a huge challenge against an Iowa State defense that is the best in the Big 12 and top 10 nationally in scoring and total D.
Yeah, it's one thing that Coach Matt Campbell talked about. This is a team of transformation. Well, this defense has transformed into one of the best defenses in all of FBS. Can't wait to see what they bring to Stillwater today.
Gunnar Gundy, the coach's son, was the guy that was taking most of the snaps with the first team in their pregame just moments ago. It was Garrett Rangel who got the start last week at Kansas. Yeah, this is a returnable ball for Brennan Presley, trying to get to the edge, loses his footing and down at the 19 and down to the field with Stormy Buonantony.
Well, Beth, we know that there's going to be a raucous sellout environment here at Boone Pickens Stadium today. And say what you want about Oklahoma State's struggles lately. They've dropped 3 of their last 4 games. But all of those losses came on the road. At home this season, they were a perfect 5-0. They've got a 13-game home win streak dating back to 2020. And they and confidence when they are in this building. Mike Gundy told us, especially in a season like this where they've had a lot of injuries and inexperienced young players having to play, they get an extra jolt in this atmosphere.
And it will be one of their own, the Stillwater High School product, Gunnar Gundy, who gets the start at quarterback. And the swing pass for first down out to the 30 to Dominic Richardson, coming out of the backfield in a gain of 12. Gunnar, 6'1", 200 pounds, the redshirt freshman in his 4th appearance of the season.
Yeah, he's a guy that, look, they have a total trust in. He's the redshirt, so he spent a year last year learning this offense behind Spencer Sanders, and today now getting another opportunity to run it for a full game.
On the ground with Richardson, picks up a yard or 2. Good push forward.
And this is one of the things that Coach Gundy talked about each week. When Spencer Sanders, he's trying to give it a go. He's been at practice. It's about how he feels with that shoulder. So each week they know going in, it's going to be a little bit difficult trying to figure out how do you divvy up the reps. This week, the better quarterback, he feels, his own son, Gunnar Gundy.
Cyclones are strong up front, led by Will McDonald, and good in the back with Anthony Johnson. 2 of the stars of this defense. And it's Richardson again. One of the things that Mike Gundy and the offensive coordinator Casey Dunn talked about, we know we can throw it, Kirk, but we need balance. We've got to establish a run game this week.
They have to, and that's what they feel the offense has been missing. Having that rushing, that running back. Last year, it was easy. You had Jaylen Warren. So it was a little bit different because you could rely on, and Jaylen Warren made things correct for them. Today, they need that run game going.
So it is the youngster Gunnar Gundy instead of the veteran Spencer Sanders, still out with the injury, looking to throw it over the top, and it's incomplete. Looking for Rashad Owens, and good coverage from Miles Purchase. The crowd thought there was some extracurricular activity. No flag, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, already taking a shot up top. This is what you want to see from this offense, because you've already talked about the Iowa State defense. They're very stingy. So how will Gunnar Gundy, this offense for Oklahoma State, will they be able to create plays down the field outside of establishing the run game?
Logan Ward sent to punt it away to Jalen Knoll back around his own 25. Beautiful sunny day, but chilly. Temperatures just in the 40s. The fair catch at the 16-yard line and a 46-yard punt as we bring out Hunter Dekkers, the sophomore for Iowa State. Leads the Big 12 in his completion percentage, but he's also leading the conference with 10 interceptions.
Yeah, he's not afraid to throw the football. They just want him to be more consistent in where he puts that football, not to force things. And the reason why they feel like he's had to force so much is, again, they're on their side as well, like Oklahoma State, trying to establish the run game. They did that last week versus West Virginia. They hope to do that again today to help out Hunter Dekkers.
Yeah, coming off a nice win a week ago, that ended a 5-game skid for the Cyclones. Dekkers off the fake and incomplete, almost a pick six. Jabbar Muhammad able to jump the route and get in front of Xavier Hutchinson, who is one of the best receivers in the country.
Yeah, that's the matchup, right? Jabbar Muhammad, number 7, on number 8, Xavier Hutchinson. That is going to be the matchup today. And if you're Hunter Dekkers, you better put a little more speed on that football, because Muhammad read it all the way, almost had a pick six.
No Jirel Brock to start in the backfield, their top tailback. It's Cartavius Norton. It's been by committee this year back there. And Mason Cobb able to run him out for a loss on the play, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, earlier going down to the game pregame, you always look around and you say, oh, that's a neck roll. That's a neck roll on the linebacker, Mason Cobb. That's a guy who's going to be around the football.
He's legit.
He's legit, yeah. Anytime you see a neck roll on a linebacker, that means that he's all business. And there you see, running the alley, Mason Cobb with the tackle for loss.
Looking to start out the day with a 3-and-out for the Pokes. Just a 3-man rush. They drop 8. The receiver screen. They'll let Hutchinson go to work. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it. And it's 4th down.
Good stop there by the Oklahoma State defense. Remember last week they gave up over 340 plus yards rushing. No, they didn't play Navy. They didn't play Air Force. They played a football team in Kansas that ran all over them. That's a great start to this game for them. 3-and-out. Get the ball back to your offense and hopefully get something going with Gunnar Gundy.
Tyler Perkins will punt it away. Punter and the kicker for the Cyclones, both true freshmen. The only such tandem in FBS this year. And the fair catch by Presley back at the 31. 49 yards on that punt. Both defenses hold on the first possessions of the day. On this Veterans Day weekend here in Stillwater, Oklahoma, time to check out Kirk's Keys for the Cowboys today.
It's easy. They got to be Marvel villains. And I say Marvel villains because they got to worry about the X-Men. They got to make sure they take the X-Men down. And I'm talking about Xavier Hutchinson on the opposite side for the offense of Iowa State. And TNT, they got to bring the explosives, bring the dynamite. They tried it in the series before, just an overthrow from Gundy. But they need some big explosive plays versus this stingy defense of Iowa State that doesn't give up those big kind of plays.
Well, one of the challenges when you're playing the Cyclones is that they don't give you many opportunities, Kirk.
Right.
In fact, just 60 plays per game on average. And only 284 yards per game allowed. So you really have to pick and choose your play calls when you're up against these guys. Gundy, run out of bounds, hauled down out of bounds, out around the 36 by Gary Vaughn. So when we talked with Casey Dunn this week, the offensive coordinator, he said, we have really had to simplify what we're going to call and make sure it's our 60 best, because they're used to running 75.
Well, you got to be efficient. That's what their drives have to be about. Their plays have to be efficient. You have to get yardage. You have to move the ball. No negative plays, and that's what Gunnar Gundy has to do. Keep the ball moving forward, because if you don't, you'll be in 3rd down and longs like we are right here.
3rd and 8. Pressure off the edge. Gundy gets away from it. Throws it downfield. The catch is made at the 37 and out of bounds short of the line to gain.
That's a terrific job on Ryan Vance on the outside. He comes with the blitz, but he should have went to the upfield shoulder. This is what you got to realize. With the left-handed quarterback, your angle has to be a little bit different. And so that time, Gundy just evades him, and he's rolling to the left. So that could have been a sack, but Ryan Vance doing a great job of flushing the quarterback outside the pocket.
When's the last time you saw two southpaw quarterbacks in the same game?
Is that an Aflac trivia question?
That's what we've got today. End over end on the kick. The catch, the spin. And down at the 24 is Knoll. 38 yards on the punt. Second chance coming up for Iowa State. Courageous soldiers from around the globe proudly showing off their school and team pride as we salute our nation's veterans. It is Veterans Day weekend, and the flyover pregame, the 88th Fighter Training Squadron, the 80th Flying Training Wing out of Shepherd Air Force Base in Texas. Scoreless here in the first quarter. Oklahoma State bowl eligible for the 17th year in a row. Iowa State still got some work to do to make it 6 in a row as Cartavius Norton runs for the first down, 20 yards out to the 45.
Oh, man,
Kirk, how about your keys for Iowa State today?
Well, they need to bring ID. And when I say bring ID, Oklahoma State has to, because they got to get to 21. If they're not going to be 21, that's the points. That's what Oklahoma State needs in order to win this football game. And then also, too, Y and Z. You know what Y and Z is, Beth?
What is Y and Z?
Well, someone other than X needs to make some plays for this Iowa State offense. We know Xavier Hutchinson, one of the all-everything wide receivers in all of college football, but someone else outside of Xavier Hutchinson has to make a play. So far, I think maybe Cartavius Norton could be one of those guys. They feel like the running back showed a lot last week, his first 2 touchdowns in his career after being hurt earlier in the season.
Yeah, the X-Man leads the country about 10 catches per game. He checks out on 2nd and 9. Norton slithering across midfield, and will set him up for a 3rd and 1. Sean Michael Flanagan with the stop.
You see some of the excitement there, why they're so excited about Cartavius Norton. That should have been a play that was knocked in the backfield. And yet you see the balance, you see the patience, just finding enough to where this offense is now in 3rd and mediums and 3rd and shorts.
It's been an inconsistent and at times injury-plagued running back room, so they are looking for a big outing from one of the youngsters today. 3rd down and run. Incomplete, and there is the flag. It was intended for Jared Russ, and Xavier Benson grabbed a hold of him.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 1, defense. It's a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Yeah, that's a difficult penalty on Xavier Benson because he's got to fight through traffic. He knows who he has in coverage. So you got to fight through traffic to get to your guy. Watch number 1. He's right there at the top. So he's got to beat the block of Xavier Hutchinson, but his eyes were in the backfield. Eyes got to be on the man. If his eyes are on the man, he goes right there and he knocks that play down. But because he reacted late, he had that arm hooked. Official right there for the holding call.
Sophomore Deion Silas now in a tailback out of the pistol here on first down. And he'll get the call and slammed, and the ball is out. Big hit at the line of scrimmage. And Cody Walterscheid grabs hold of the loose ball. Punched out of there by Kendall Daniels.
Wow. Yeah, I know we had the flyover before the game, but I just saw a fly through. And the fly through was number 5, like you mentioned, Kendall Daniels. You're taught to see space, you run space. Watch on the right side of the screen. Daniels comes right through, and he's just a perfect form tackle. Right there on Silas. You get the helmet on football, and boom, that ball is up in the air. And that's the turnover that the offense for Oklahoma State needs. They need more opportunities for a different quarterback. It's not Spencer Sanders out there. You got to get more opportunities, and this is one of those opportunities they got to take advantage of.
It's just their 10th takeaway of the season, so big hit from Daniels to get him the ball back. And a big hole up the middle. for Richardson out to midfield. And first down yardage for Dominic.
Physical. He's the physical back. 6 foot, 210 pounds. And I just want to watch. You tell me a linebacker that wants to see this. That's 210 coming right at you. And he's got some shift and wiggle, but he is going to finish every run, Beth. Every run, he is going to end with his shoulder on someone else's shoulder pad.
No doubt they have focused here early on establishing that run game. More of it. And a short gainer. You think of the great running backs here over the years, back to Thurman Thomas and Barry Sanders, and recently Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah. Throwing Jaylen Warren a year ago.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been truly, this has been a university that's produced some of the better backs in all of college football. But today they need the quarterback to have to come step up. Running backs do your job, but they're going to need this quarterback, Gunnar Gundy, to have to make some plays with his arm.
Run it again. Richardson breaking tackles, and he's about a half a yard shy down to the 40-yard line. Mason Chambers with the stop. Third down.
It's a big third down right here. And almost maybe 2-down territory if they don't get it here.
Gundy keeps. Ooh, the spot is not a good one for the Cowboys. Fourth down.
Yeah, it looks like it was Isaiah Lee, 58, right there in the middle. 6 foot, 292 pounds, senior. And now we got a quarterback change.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
he has to go out.
Yeah, he's got to go in because
Yeah.
I think Gundy's helmet came off, and now they don't have a quarterback.
And
Now here comes Spencer Sanders.
Wow.
After Garrett Rangel started to trot out onto the field, it is Spencer Sanders. And hear the roar of the crowd. 4th and inches.
Oh.
The handoff and slam behind the line for Iowa State. Fourth down, stop, and a loss of 1.
Yeah, man, what a play. What a play. And that was a lot of chaos there. I would have loved to see Coach Gundy call a timeout. But again, we talk about one of the stingiest defenses in college football. A team of transformation, Iowa State.
College Football Award Spotlight brought to you by the Home Depot, featuring the Bolitnikoff Award. Xavier Hutchinson, perhaps the top name on that list. And remember to tune in for the Home Depot College Football Award Show Thursday, December 8th at 7 o'clock on ESPN.
Yeah, he's got a school record, 87 receptions. He's got one a day, so he's got to make that 88 now for Xavier Hutchinson.
Broke his own record from a year ago as Deckers is taken down by Colin Oliver. So back to that fourth down play with Spencer Sanders, who was injured, a shoulder injury in the Kansas loss, and did not get the start today. But when Gunnar Gundy's helmet came off, I think the thinking here, Kirk, is don't put Garrett Rangel in just for one play and threaten his red shirt.
Correct. He's only played in 2 games. If it's just possibly one play, you put in Spencer Sanders, take the snap. I just felt that Coach Gundy should have called timeout with so much chaos. You've got the quarterback who had his helmet taken off. That means he must come out for a play. Rangel's about to go out there. He realizes, oh, I can't go out there. I don't want to burn my red shirt. Spencer Sanders does a Clark Kent impersonation. He runs out there to take a snap. Coach Gundy, next time, just take a timeout, regroup for a more important fourth down play.
Jirel Brock has now come on. He was injured in their West Virginia win last week. Their leading rusher with a pair of 100-yard games this year. His substitution allows Oklahoma State to respond in kind. And, there still seemed to be a little disarray, and it is a little movement on the offense.
False start, number 54, offense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Jared Hufford, left guard. Well, for Matt Campbell and offensive coordinator Tom Manning, you know, they knew they suffered heavy losses in this offensive unit. So the numbers, of course, are down a bit. Hutchinson doing his part with the catch for a first down. But when you lose one of the best quarterbacks you've ever had, one of the best running backs you've ever had.
Yeah, Breece Hall.
And your leading receiver, your tight end Charlie Kolar, they're all off to the NFL.
Absolutely. You lost a lot of talent. And so offense, you knew was going to be different. It was going to look different, especially the quarterback position with Hunter Dekkers. But luckily, he was behind Brock Purdy. So he learned a lot. He understood how to face adversity and take over. And so far, look, it's been a little inconsistent at first, but last week, man, a great win for this football team led by Hunter Dekkers.
They're scoring down about 9 points per game, about 50 fewer yards per game. As we check in with Stormy.
Well, and Beth, that's just made the presence of a guy like Xavier Hutchinson that much more important. Matt Campbell told us, had he not come back this year, he said, I don't know where we might even be on the offensive side. He's been one of those stable, consistent leadership guys, the presence on the field, the production that's really allowed them to weather a lot of the storm.
Well, I'll tell you this, on 3rd and 10, I still don't understand how Oklahoma State, they do not have Xavier Hutchinson double covered. He is getting double coverage all day from me.
2nd down and 8. Underneath, Hutchinson sheds one blocker, spins out of another, breaking 3 tackles to pick up the first down. 3 guys had a shot at him, starting with Corey Black, and he still gains 11.
Well, I said he should be double covered every single play. This time he is double covered. You've got 2 guys right there, but when you have a receiver as gifted as Xavier Hutchinson, he just makes guys miss. I mean, that's all effort. That's all talent. You can't coach that. You can't teach that. That's just only in you. That's one of the reasons why he's one of the best.
Now up to 90 catches on the year, close to 1,000. Incomplete. Looking for Dimitri Stanley, and I think he lost it in the sun.
He sure did. He lost that right in the sun. The former Colorado transfer. That ball was coming down, and you can see he kind of short-armed it, right? Short-handed it. That ball, he's about to bring it in, and that last second, as the ball is just about to hit his hands, he lost it in the sun, because that part of the stadium, it's no shadows over there. That is directly in the sun.
Boy, he was open. He got behind the D there, too. 2nd and 10, they'll go with 4 wideouts. And now a timeout called by the Cyclones.
Timeout, Iowa State. This is their first of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
Well, it's a big day for the Big 12 Conference, highlighted by the ABC Saturday Night Special. Undefeated TCU. They've moved into the 4th spot in the playoff rankings this week, taking on Texas. If the Horned Frogs win tonight, they have a spot in the Big 12 championship game.
So the eyes of Texas are upon this game tonight? Okay.
I would believe so.
Or maybe all across the country, but man, Kendre Miller last week had another outstanding football game. We know about Bijan Robinson continuing his great career at the University of Texas. We mentioned Oklahoma State University and the running backs that they've had. You think about Texas, some of the great running backs that they've had at their university as well. So it'll be a good competition of running backs tonight.
Dekkers finds his tight end, Easton Dean. Yeah, Oklahoma State's defense familiar with both of those guys. In fact, 4 games in a row now for this defense. Somebody has run for over 100 yards on him.
Yeah, last week.
Devin Neal went to town, over 200.
Over 200. It's just about tackling. But it's about a down in distance that they need to get off the field. 3rd down right here. Finally, training this Oklahoma State defense. Bring a little pressure under Derek Mason. Try to knock this one in the backfield.
Plenty of time. Dekkers pops up in the air and intercepted, and it's Kendall Daniels. A forced fumble and an interception here in the first quarter. And it was off the hands of Dimitri Stanley, and it's the 2nd takeaway of the day for the Cowboy D.
And that's just some of the problems that Hunter Dekkers has had all season long. It's been the inconsistent accuracy. This time, the football, to me, a little too high. That ball should be right there, belt high, or at least by the numbers. But Hunter Dekkers just delivers it a little bit too high, and that ball is tipped in the air, and it's tips and overthrows. And Kendall Daniels right there, Johnny on the spot. It has to be Dimitri Stanley. That ball is just a little too high. Would love to have that one right there on the numbers, though. So I'll put that one more on the quarterback than the wide receiver.
To Gunnar Gundy. His first down throw caught for first down yardage. It's Jaden Bray, the sophomore from Norman, Oklahoma. Are they excited to have him back for just the second game of the season? For Bray, picks up 14.
Yeah, he's one of those or guys. When I say or, you look at the wide receiver position for Oklahoma State, it's Johnson or Green or, and now you throw in Bray, because there's so many receivers that are going out there, but they're happy, like you mentioned, to have Bray back in the fold.
Final 2 minutes of this first quarter. Gundy tries to drop it off, incomplete. Looking for Jaden Nixon. That was a forward pass. Miles Purchase had the coverage.
Well, this is a second turnover for Oklahoma State defensively, and now their offense has to cash in. That's so far one of those situations in a game like this. You have to cash in on these turnovers, because if you continue to try to go down, you're not going to execute against this Iowa State defense. They're too talented, they're too stingy, but they need to find a way to get some points on this drive.
Yeah, they did not cash in. The first one got stopped on fourth down by the ISU defense. Gundy. Incomplete, and a flag flying in from downfield about 20 yards away from the pass intended for Brennan Presley. Pass interference. I think Anthony Johnson had the coverage there, their leading tackler.
I don't know if I like this call. This was thrown from the backside official.
Pass interference, number 1, defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
And I think Anthony Johnson's got a little bit of a gripe. I think he's asking, hey, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong here? Just watch. You got a wide receiver who's stumbling out, and it's a little bit of a grab. I see that.
Oh,
but
yep.
At the end of the day, Johnson actually had good coverage, but I think because of the receiver stumbling out of his route, he had to hold on. So he's like, hey, I had the route covered because the ball was thrown before the receiver even turned around.
Ends up being a 13-yard penalty, which pushes the ball across midfield. Nixon picks up 1.
They took a shot earlier down the field, and I think it's something this offense is going to have to do again. Where is the chunk play? The penalty helps, but I want to see a chunk play from the quarterback, Gunnar Gundy, at some point, getting the ball down the field, trying to test these corners of Iowa State.
It's an offense that averages 36 points per game against the defense that only gives up 2 touchdowns a game. And that is the battle. Right now it's the ISU defense winning it. Ollie Gordon lost a couple, and it's 3rd down and long.
Did you see MJ Anderson on that play, number 3? He talked about he didn't care where offensive linemen were going, where the movement was. Number 3, MJ Anderson, just blew that play up from the beginning. That's just an outstanding guy on the outside. Like, he's playing in place of Blake Peterson. Right? Peterson, number 91, he goes into the portal this week at Iowa State. But here's a guy that comes in, and when his number is called, it's creating some chaos.
3rd down and 10. Gundy, pressure up the middle, and down he goes. It's MJ Anderson, back-to-back plays.
Relentless. You got to be relentless. And if you're DC, John Haycock, this is what you want. A guy who refuses to be blocked. MJ Anderson, if you want to see someone who refuses to be blocked, number 3, that's good football. That's good football. Using his hands, getting to the quarterback. That's a big sack. And again, another turnover wasted by Oklahoma State.
Loss of 12 as the first quarter comes to an end. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by FIS. Scoreless first quarter, Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Cowboys already bowl eligible for the 17th year in a row. Iowa State's got to win 2 of their last 3 to keep their streak alive and make it 6 straight. 4th down punting unit is on. Jalen Knoll will let that one drop behind him. It trickles across the goal line.
I'm going to grab my quarterback, calm him down a little bit, right? Talk to him a little bit, just relax. Coach mentioned that he's uber talented, but you got to shake that last throw off. get right back into the offense. I think they lean heavy on the run on this drive.
2 first-quarter turnovers for Iowa State's offense. They were not punished for either of those. And the run sliding and falling is Norton. 2nd down coming up.
Oh, Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator, remember the question I presented was how many ways can Xavier Hutchinson get the football? Because he is going to have to be their runner, their receiver, may even have a little bit of a quarterback opportunity if you can find a way to get him the football. That he just has to touch it. And explosive as he is, this is what makes this offense go for Iowa State.
He is now 4 catches away from #1 all-time, a record held by Alan Lazard at 241. And it is intercepted. Jabbar Muhammad, it's the 3rd turnover of the day for Iowa State. And again, they were trying to get the ball to Dimitri Stanley.
You know, I just mentioned you just had a quarterback that threw an interception, right, in the prior series. So why not lean back on the running game? Right now, he's trying to force things that just aren't there. Jabbar Muhammad is all over Dimitri Stanley. He's there in position. He read the route before Stanley. He actually came back, and this is where the receiver, Stanley, has to help out his quarterback, right? Stanley stands right there and waits for the football. Well, Jabbar Muhammad beats him to the spot. You got to go back to the football, Dimitri Stanley, and that's another turnover for this Iowa State offense.
Can the Pokes punch it in? Shorten field for them. They'll start out inside the 30. Gundy keeps. May have gotten one. Good open field tackle by Mason Chambers.
It's a bend, don't break defense. Regardless of where they're at. To me, this was a bad read by the quarterback. Handing this ball off, you may get some positive yards, but trying to figure out Gunnar Gundy, you're not going to outrace these defensive players, especially Mason Chambers, who's their middle safety, right? Kind of plays a spy position in this defense, tracking Gundy down.
5 different running backs have already played in this game, and DeAndre Jackson inside the 25 down to the 24. MJ Anderson with the stop, and it's 3rd down. Tall order so far today for the Iowa State defense. They've been up to the task.
Big 3rd down here. Do you bring pressure? And that's one thing that you want to see. Can the younger Gundy, right, the coach's son, can he hold up versus a blitz?
Jackson goes in motion. Gundy fakes it to him and run it up the middle, and he'll get to the 20, and that's it. He's a couple yards short, and a 4th down decision.
Jerry Vaughn was not fooled, number 32. A lot of smoke and mirrors. Okay, smoke and mirrors is motioning, guys going left, guys going right, but it didn't fool number 32, the Will linebacker. He stood right there, read his keys, saw the quarterback, and made the tackle. This is a good job by 32, Jerry Vaughn, with a big hold.
Now 0 for 5 on 3rd downs in this first half for Oklahoma State. This is a 37-yard attempt for Tanner Brown, who's 15 of 16 on the season. Well within his range, and he's got it. So points on the board off of the turnover. 3-0 Oklahoma State early in this second. Time now to take a look at our All-State Mayhem moment. 3 straight takeaways for the Cowboy D.
Well, we came in talking about the Iowa State defense. And in the words of Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. Because it's been the Oklahoma State defense with 3 consecutive drives where they've created a turnover. It's been the forced fumble by Kendall Daniels, the tip up in the air, Daniels interception, and then Jabbar Muhammad, the corner on the outside, making a terrific play, reading the quarterback, and taking an interception away. There it is. It's been the Oklahoma State defense creating the mayhem today, Beth.
No points off of the first 2, but they do get the field goal from Tanner Brown, 37 yards out, and they have the lead. Still with an outside shot at the Big 12 championship game. They be rooting for TCU and Baylor tonight in the Big 12 showdown still to come. And we've got a penalty, I think, offsides on the kickoff here. And there is one of those big matchups tonight. TCU and Texas on ABC.
Offside,
Coverage
number
starts at
6, kicking
7:30
team.
Eastern.
5-yard penalty to be added to the 25-yard line. First down.
The other one tonight is K-State Baylor. So, of course, they don't want to get into a head-to-head situation
Correct.
with K-State or Kansas, but they do want to get into a head-to-head with Texas and Baylor since
Absolutely.
they have wins over those two.
So it's sort of funny, right? Because you're now fans in Stillwater, Oklahoma, of some of your division, your conference rivals. It's kind of funny, right? Tonight you're like, hey, we're rooting for TCU to take care of business.
Of course, no one other than Oklahoma has found their way into the college football playoff from this conference. Best play of the half for Iowa State. It's Jalen Knoll out across the 40.
And what'd you see there, Beth? You saw that they didn't put the quarterback in the pocket. They got him on the move a little bit. That's what you got to do. Change up the launch angle. Change it up just a little bit. Give him a different spot in the pocket to throw from. Much better in a nice high percentage throw to Knoll for the first down.
Pickup of 13. First down gain. Hunter Deckers 5 of 9 so far with the 2 picks. They'll keep it on the ground. Of course, last year Oklahoma State so close to that college football playoff. The heartbreaking loss to Baylor in the Big 12 championship game. Remember, Iowa State's the only team that got them in the regular season last year.
Yeah, big game last year. Breece Hall, another one of those big games. Xavier Hutchinson had a big day. There was a lot of points that were scored last year. I don't know about this year, but the way this matchup's going.
Defensive battle right now. Deckers, 3-man pressure and incomplete, and the 3 guys wrecked enough havoc to draw the penalty.
I think they may get 66, Tyler Miller, the left tackle.
Holding, number 66, offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Yeah, Tyler Miller just literally grabbed and threw his guy down to the ground. I didn't see the number. I just saw. Yeah, there it is. He just swallowed up. It looks like Colin Oliver just swallowed him, brought him down to the ground. The official standing right there.
Oliver's playing today because we have not seen Tyler Lacey or Trace Ford. So that's the group that has the most experience. There's a lot of new guys, the back 7. A lot of new starters this year. 2nd and 20. Get X the ball. He's got it. And back to the 40-yard line. A bit more manageable third down. Looks like 3rd and 14. Flanagan with the tackle again.
I mean, good things happen when X has the ball. And so you put him in motion just to see the coverage, and then you allow your offensive lineman to get out and create a couple blocks. And Hutchinson has shown you he doesn't need a lot of space. Just get him the football and let his talents take over.
Four guys coming. Deckers gets away initially, throws downfield, incomplete. Looking again for Stanley with Cam Smith on the coverage.
That's a nice job by Cam Smith. He had to get sticky. You need that sticky coverage when the quarterback gets out of the pocket. To me, Deckers has to see that. Try to get as much as you can. Don't throw that ball in the air because you're throwing him back across your body. Smith could have came and intercepted that football. This is where Deckers has to realize that the journey's over. Either get that ball out of bounds, take the slide, but don't put that ball up in the air for the defense to go grab.
Colin Oliver almost took his jersey off of him. Fair catch. Back inside the 20 for Presley. 44 yards on that boot. Just over 10 to go in the first half. 3-0. Oklahoma State. Hey, let's take a look around the CFP landscape as we count down to the CFP National Championship, brought to you by AT&T. Undefeated TCU. Remember back in 2014, they got jumped in the final week of the regular season into.
That's a sore spot for TCU and Baylor, folks.
TCU and Baylor, but
come on, Beth, don't do that.
Can they do it this time around? They got to get through Texas tonight.
If they run the table, if they take care of business, the Horned Frogs should find their way into the CFP this year.
At Texas tonight, then at Baylor, and then, date with Iowa State to end the regular season. Dominic Richardson is back out there. He has 40 of their 52 total yards in the first half. Downfield, incomplete. Looking for Jaden Bray.
Well, they took a shot downfield. It's just, I'm looking at the flag post. I don't see enough. I don't see any wind at all because that ball fluttered. That's why I'm trying to figure out, did he get hit?
Wobble.
It may be because he had some pressure. He took a shot at the end of that play, did Gundy. But that ball fluttered in the air and was almost intercepted.
Saw some time against Central Michigan as well as Kansas State. And now getting the start today for Spencer Sanders. Richardson. And he's got a first down run out to the 29, a gain of 12.
And nice blocking up front. You get a nice little kick out on the outside. Just watches the blocking. You get everybody to everybody, and then you get the guard working up. Springfield, the right tackle. And that's all you need, just enough. And the downhill running of Richardson is all you need.
He's been the positive so far for their offense. They'll give it to him again. Out to the 33-yard line. Of course, it's already a good afternoon for Oklahoma State fans because the Sooners lost today as they get ready for Bedlam next week.
I think, possibly you could see Spencer Sanders next week in Bedlam. Already came and participated in this game for one play when the helmet came off for Gunnar Gundy. But that's talking to head coach Mike Gundy before the game. He said Spencer just wasn't ready all the way there yet. And I know they got the big one next week.
Boomer's still not bowl eligible, by the way. Gundy calls his own number and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And another negative play for the Cowboys offense, a loss of 2. Tavon Kyle ran him out.
And look, just the way that they run the alley, Iowa State defensively, it seems that every time there's a lane for Oklahoma State, here comes a white jersey running down that lane, getting through the alley and getting the quarterback or the running back down. We still haven't called his name yet, too, number 9, Will McDonald. This is that third down where he tends to come alive.
1 sack away from the Big 12 record. Incomplete. That looked like another catchable ball that was dropped. It's Brennan Presley. And the Pokes 0 for 6 now on third down in the first half.
Yeah, Brennan Presley's 6'2" or 3. He's probably got that one. But Brennan Presley only 5'8". That ball has to be right there, belt high. So that's an errant throw from the redshirt quarterback, Gunnar Gundy.
Only 9 combined first downs for these two, and the punt is blocked. Popped straight up in the air and taken by Iowa State inside the 10-yard line.
Wow, huge play. Huge play. Looks like it was
Darian Porter got it.
And very rarely does the guy who blocks it catches it in the air. But that's a nice job, a nice get off by Porter. He gets there, blocks it, ball pops in the air, and he catches it his own block. Just a big play that Iowa State needed. And it was created on special teams. Their defense has been playing great. Now the special teams getting involved. That's a big play by Mr. Porter.
They'll start out first and goal inside the 10. Deckers with Norton in the backfield. Cartavius back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
That's it. This is, to me, has to be a situation on these next 2 downs. Okay, second down, third down. Okay, where does Xavier Hutchinson line up at? Do you put him on the short side and motion him? Get him in an opportunity to get one-on-one, a 50-50 ball, something for one of the best receivers in all of college football. He has to touch the ball on either of these next couple plays. Line up in the slot.
Deckers rolls out in the direction of Hutchinson. Trying to buy some time, throws it underneath. Caught at the 5 by Stanley, and it's third down and goal.
So that's one play. He didn't touch it, but you got one more. I got to figure out a way. Create some sort of mismatch. Create a play where he's got room, he's got space. Always remember the height of Hutchinson as well. He's 6'3", 205. So the 50-50 fade is always an option.
Down to the bottom of your screen, number 8 in white. They look the other way. Deckers back of the end zone, caught, touchdown. Sean Shaw hauls it in for the lead.
Touchdown, Iowa State.
But if you talk about climbing the ladder, Sean Shaw is 6'6". And to me, he went up and grabbed this rebound. I mean, I know basketball season just started in college football. I mean, it started in college. But Deckers puts this one up right there on the glass. And Sean Shaw, the fifth-year senior, goes up and he grabs that rebound with 2 hands, gets a foot down, and that's a touchdown. That's the points off turnovers for the Iowa State football team that they needed.
Extra point is good, so off of the punt block. Hunter Deckers to Sean Shaw for the touchdown and a 7-3. The block punt leading to the touchdown for Iowa State and a 7-3 lead. And this one will be returned out to the 19-yard line. Jaden Nixon. Hey, this season, Allstate will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate.
Beth, you talk about needing a drive. That's what Oklahoma State needs offensively. So Gunnar Gundy's got to make some plays here. You know, he missed an opportunity on the last third down to keep the chains moving, but this is a huge drive in this game because Iowa State has been playing outstanding defensively, and in special teams, they get the ball, they get the turnover, but offensively, can Oklahoma State put together a drive right here?
66 total yards, that's it, and they are 0 for 6 on third downs, even though they have 3 turnovers. They only cashed in 1 for a field goal and upended in the backfield. MJ Anderson making big plays here in the first half.
And look, this offensive line for Oklahoma State has been a work in progress. They've shifted, they've moved guys, but it's hard to have continuity and chemistry when you got a guy like MJ Sanders who's having a heck of a ball game so far. The big sack earlier and just been creating chaos in the backfield.
Anderson is the junior from St. Louis who has started the last couple of games. And emerging alongside Will McDonald up front. Gundy trying to take the top off, has a man in stride at the 50-yard line. John Paul Richardson is going to go. House call, Cowboys, 83 yards for the touchdown.
That's just a sigh of relief here at Boone Pickens Stadium, because that ball floated in the air. Seems like forever, but it was Gunnar Gundy just putting it out there. That's just a 9 route on the outside by John Paul Richardson. He just runs past Chambers. Chambers is a safety. And so you get a wide receiver on a safety. I like that matchup, and Gunnar Gundy did too. He put that ball out there, and it turned into a track meet, and John Paul Richardson crossed the finish line first.
8th touchdown pass of the season of 25 yards or more for this passing game of the Cowboys. This one, 83 yards. John Paul Richardson, his 4th of the season.
And I talked about finding ways to get the ball down the field. This time, Gunnar Gundy bringing the explosive play, the pass to JPR, John Paul Richardson. And the Cowboys notch this thing and go ahead.
Career-long touchdown catch for John Paul Richardson, 83 yards from Gunnar Gundy. That has the Cowboys back in front. Quick strike for the Pokes. Jalen Noel. Down he goes at the 15. Good coverage by the special teamers. Hey, kick off your Week 10 NFL Sunday with the Countdown Crew at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Michelle Beisner-Buck goes all access with the number 88 club in Dallas, plus Stephon Diggs. And a whole lot more, breaking down all the stories for you, injury updates, and of course previews of all the NFL action. You have a favorite in the Cowboys number 88 wide receiver?
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of Michael Irvin.
Okay.
You know,
Drew Pearson was
the original 88.
I was younger. Yeah. Super Bowl champs for those two guys. 1st and 10 now for Iowa State, and Hunter Dekkers, and he'll hand it off to Norton. Oklahoma State defense coming out inspired. Cody Walter-Scheid at the bottom of that stack, along with Sione Asi.
Yeah, I can't forget one of the best 88s. People out here in Stillwater remember Des Bryant, or the 88, the other X. Throw up the X with the Cowboys.
Oh, we talked about all their good running backs here. Of course, Crabtree and Justin Blackmon, James Washington. That's the one thing offensively that they have had to try and make up for here this season. Not that star power at the skill positions per se.
Yeah, I think you hit it right there. They've been looking for someone. It's really a bunch of, it's hard to say, call them no names. They just don't have the guys that you've seen for years after years. They just go up and just go grab it. But I think right now they understand that you just got to go out there and play. Last week they didn't get it done, an embarrassing loss. But this week they understand, hey, we just got to win, especially here at home.
Been so much better at home than on the road. Dekkers sidearms it, and it's going to be close. Dimitri Stanley looks like he's got one more yard than he needed to move the chains.
That's a tough catch by Stanley. Remember, he's the guy that I keep saying he's going to have to be big today because all of the attention is going over to Xavier Hutchinson. So a 3rd down play, and Dekkers gets all the way to his third progression, which was Stanley cutting all the way across.
Brock is the back here in the pistol. Hutchinson down the bottom of your screen. Try and churn it out on the ground, and nowhere to go for Jirel. Mason Cobb was the first guy on the scene, and a loss of 1.
Yeah, Cobb's got the neck roll. We talked about it earlier. Now he's got the back flap hanging out. You know, he's got the little tail pad hanging out. That means he's flying around making plays. A 6', 230-pound junior from Provo. Watch as he goes in there, and sometimes it's not about making the play, but it's creating just enough time for your homeboys, for your guys to come bring the running back down. Nice job there by Cobb.
That time it was Nicholas Martin and Sean Michael Flanagan. Dekkers checks it down. Brock to the 30. Martin wrapped him up there. Got 3rd down coming up.
This is a 3rd down in which Derek Mason, defensive coordinator, and also the head coach Mike Gundy talked about their big keys for this week was to run the ball, but to rush the quarterback. They wanted to create some pressure. They want to speed up the clock for Hunter Dekkers. They bring pressure here on 3rd down.
Dekkers looking for Stanley, incomplete. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, they were looking for Stanley, but I think Stanley was looking at Mason Cobb. Middle linebacker standing right there waiting for Stanley to catch that football. And I don't know if I saw the effort that I wanted or you need from Stanley to catch that football, because Mason Cobb is airing him down, and that's what Dekkers is talking to him about right now. Hey, you got to get into that area, especially if they're playing zone.
He's been targeted 7 times, only 2 catches for Dimitri. And the Oklahoma State defense holds. Fair catch for Presley, and they'll have it at the 21. 49 yards on the boot. As we take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings, brought to you by Verbo. Georgia at Mississippi State coming up later tonight. Ohio State and Tennessee already big winners. A squeaker for LSU at Arkansas this afternoon. So if Alabama beats Ole Miss, they would win the West. If Georgia wins tonight, they would win the SEC East.
And Oregon, USC, the Pac-12. And Clemson. See what Clemson can do after last week's defeat.
All right. Back out there for the Oklahoma State offense after the 83-yard touchdown pass. They'll run it with Gordon. That pass play, by the way, Gundy to Richardson, the longest allowed by the Iowa State defense all season.
Yeah, they've been stingy. I've talked about it all game long, and they gave up the explosive. Got an injury down, Iowa State player. But a lot of people have seen that connection a lot here in Stillwater when it comes to Gunnar Gundy. The Stillwater High School product.
We haven't been able to count a whole lot of father-son combos when it comes to head coach quarterbacks around FBS football.
Very rare in college football.
The Deion Sanders, Shakur Sanders hookup. They're going to try and go deep downfield again. Up for grabs and intercepted. Bo Freiler, the robber, back there gets the pick. And he'll return it to the 45. 20 yards the other way for Freiler.
And that ball hung up in the air forever. You look at this route, and the thing is, I think Hunter Gundy just never saw the safety who comes over. So Freiler is what they call the middle safety or the spy safety. And it looks to be like the middle was open, but late Freiler does.
An interception after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 0, Oklahoma State. 15 yards added to the end of the play, first down.
That's the freshman running back, Ollie Gordon, and this is big.
Yeah, first you get the
That's
turnover.
number 0's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul that counts towards disqualification.
Yeah, I don't know what he did to garner that, but you talk about you already got the mistake of the interception, and now you add 15 yards more because of the penalty.
So the return ends up being 35 yards, courtesy of the penalty, and it's down to the 30-yard line for Iowa State.
Yeah, I'm just not sure Gundy even saw that middle safety, Freiler, who comes all the way across and grabs that interception.
They run it with Norton, slam to the turf. Really good push from Xavier Benson.
It's all about stopping the run, and that's what they've done so far. Only 34 yards, and that was a minus right there, but Oklahoma State stopping the run right now, forcing Iowa State to have to be one-dimensional.
Also wanted 2nd and 11. Deckers stepping up, wrapped up, gets the pass away. Norton makes something of it, picks up a few to give him a chance here on 3rd down.
And Colin Oliver comes off that left edge, and he's moving. And he forces Deckers to have to step up. It's just nobody was there from the defensive line that could have sacked Deckers, but another outstanding rush by number 30, Colin Oliver. He's making plays right now. You get that opportunity, you're forcing the quarterback to have to speed that clock up in his head.
Deckers, the throw to Stanley is caught a couple yards shy of the line to gain, down to the 23.
Yeah, decision here, and that's an easy one, I think, for Coach. He's going to take the points, try to tie this game up at 10. Matt Campbell does. You would hope that the receiver can get to the chains, to the sticks, knowing where that first down is, but just short.
Jace Gilbert, who is 12 for 16, a long of 44 this year, and this is a 40-yard attempt. On its way. No good. Pushed it left, and Oklahoma State stays in front.
That's a big hold for the Oklahoma State defense. Look, The operation was fine, snap, hold, but a little wind gust, and that thing hooked to the left.
So they cannot take advantage of the turnover, and now just 36 seconds left in the first half. You see the frustration there from Matt Campbell.
And I think this is a good job by understanding Mike Gundy to go in at halftime knowing the adjustments that need to be made, take a knee, and remember in the second half that Iowa State gets the football.
And that should do it. 10-7, Oklahoma State. Thanks to the 83-yard touchdown pass, Gunnar Gundy to John Paul Richardson. And they should be able to take this lead into the locker room.
Yeah, they don't have to snap it again. I don't know, everybody's waiting, but they don't have to snap the ball again. They're just playing the waiting game.
Four combined turnovers, 3 of them for Iowa State in that first half. And it's the Cowboys over the Cyclones, 10-7. And let's get you down to the field now with Stormy.
Coach, you knew that Iowa State's defense was going to be a challenge. What's been hard to consistently move the ball offensively for your group?
Well, we've actually rushed the ball decent at times. We got to do a better job of protecting and just try to stay in a balanced attack.
What's impressed you most about your defense turning the ball over?
Well, they're doing a really good job. Getting a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. We missed a couple tackles, but overall we're swarming pretty good. Defense playing pretty good.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
10-7 at the break. Oklahoma State over Iowa State. Coming up, it's the halftime report with Kevin Connors and Sam Acho right after this. In Stillwater, Oklahoma. And the field goal lead for Oklahoma State. Iowa State set to receive the opening kick to start out this third quarter. Hi, everybody. Beth Mowens along with Kirk Morrison. We've got Stormy Bonatoni with us as well. That first half of play, well, it was a tale of turnovers, a block punt, and then a long bomb. And that's been the excitement so far this afternoon.
Right. It's been mistakes on both sides, Oklahoma State and Iowa State. But more importantly, it's been about the big plays that were made in the first half. And really, it was, instead of the Iowa State defense, it was their special teams that
Kind of got the party started. You had Porter blocks the punt, which led to their touchdown, and now really got the ball rolling as Deckers hits Shaw in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. But Gunnar Gundy with maybe his biggest throw, actually his longest touchdown throw in college football, to John Paul Richardson for the big touchdown. And the field goal that was off of Iowa State turnover again has us right here deadlocked. Well, not deadlocked, it's 10-7, but it's a good little first half for both defenses.
Let's check out our first half stats brought to you by FIS. And the numbers, the significant one there, the 3 turnovers for Iowa State, but Oklahoma State only cashed in on 1 of those with a field goal.
The points off turnovers have not been there for Oklahoma State, right? They've turned the ball over, but they only have the 3. And I think that's the hard part for Iowa State, is that they've turned it over some opportunities, but Oklahoma State hasn't cashed in.
Jalen Knoll set to receive the kickoff of Alex Hale. After Iowa State had a chance to tie it late in the half, but missed a field goal. And let's get you down to the field and Stormy.
Well, when I talked to Matt Campbell earlier this week, guys, what was a big point of emphasis? To take care of the football. And he joked with me at the half, yeah, well, we haven't done that. But he said his message to Hunter Deckers was just to stay confident, stay within themselves. And it's hugely positive that not a lot was on him. We have to catch the football and help our quarterback out in a lot of these instances. Defensively, he likes how much pressure that they are bringing on this young quarterback on the other side, and he just said they need to continue to put a good second half together and get over the hump here.
Yeah, the first-year starter who came in with all the big accolades. The young man's a winner. And he was throughout his high school career, and his hookup with Dimitri Stanley and a good start to this third quarter.
They start off the second half, play action. They get the linebackers to bite up, and Stanley's on the outside wide open. With so much attention on Xavier Hutchinson, Stanley is going to have a big game, and so far, he's done that. He's had 3 catches, now his 4th. That was the biggest of them all.
37 yards, so that's their biggest play of the day. From Deckers to Stanley. Deckers will keep down to the 35. He was All-State not only in football, but also basketball and baseball. The Iowa State Player of the Year with over 10,000 yards and 126 touchdowns in his high school career.
I'm just laughing because his head coach, Matt Campbell, said he's uber talented. He's got all the talent in the world. They're just working on the consistency for the quarterback.
I don't see a whole lot of those 3-sport guys anymore. On the fake reverse, the throw inside the 15 to Easton Dean. Well designed, well executed, and they're into the red zone.
No, they're pulling tricks, right? Tricks in the red zone. You got to always think about that. Watch all the attention that goes with the wide receiver, Noel. Everybody goes with him, and nobody goes with Dean.
23 on that play as Brock takes it down inside the 5. And the spot is right around the line to gain. As they go up tempo. And it's first down and goal. Brock down to the 1.
What a drive so far, right? They started with the throw to Stanley. Then all of a sudden you just kind of get the trick plays. You get the defense thinking one way, and you throw to the tight end, which they very rarely do. Coming into this game, really only had less than 20 catches by the tight ends, and so Dean makes the big one that sets him up.
They're chunk plays on this drive. 5 plays, 74 yards in under 2 minutes.
And now they want to get nasty and dirty. They want to keep this game in between the tackles right here inside the 5.
They bring on the fullback, Russ. Brock runs it up the middle and in. Impressive start to this third quarter for the Cyclones, and they grab the lead.
I'll tell you this, every coach in America will go in at halftime and tell his team one thing. Hey, we got the ball, let's go start fast. Well, if you want to know what that looks like, Iowa State just showed you right there. Their first drive, it was big chunk plays, and then they got into that 5-yard line, that goal line, and cashed it all the way in. That's what you want if you're Matt Campbell. And that's what he talked about with his quarterback, too, Hunter Deckers. Relax, we're fine.
Previous play of a touchdown is under further review.
And now a replay review of the score. There was that little spin right at the tail end. I guess they're going to look to see if the knee or the backside touched first.
At first review, I know I didn't see anything that would have led me to believe that a body part was down before he crossed the goal line. I'm looking at 87, Easton Dean. He's the tight end, and I think he rolls right on top of Dean, but he's in the end zone.
I think the left knee is going to hit the actual goal line right around there, but the ball, where's the ball? Looks like the ball's in.
Yeah, I don't see anything with conclusive evidence. I don't see it. Undisputable evidence. I don't see it. So I think the call on the field was a touchdown. It's going to be hard to overturn. There's just a couple views that, to me, does that definitively show that the knee was down, but where is the football?
No, I don't even know if the knee went down.
Yeah, it never went down. See, that's like angles. See, like one angle it looks like maybe the knee's down, and you look at another angle, it never hit. I think this call will stand as a touchdown.
They had 1 play of over 20 yards the entire first half. They had 2 on this drive. 6 plays, 75 yards in 2 minutes and 21 seconds.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a touchdown stands.
So they have a PAT specialist of sorts that they like to bring on. This is Drake Nettles. And he's got it. 14-10, Iowa State. Quick strike to open up the second half to grab the lead on the road. Welcome back to the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. Iowa State with the good start. Well done by Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator, and that Cyclone offense. They get back on top. Oklahoma State getting set for their first possession of the third quarter. Keegan Shackford to boot it away, and Brennan Presley is the deep man. And out to the 25.
Why do they always have rankings for preseason or college basketball early in the year?
I think, well, we got a potential turnover situation on the first play of the quarter. And Jake Springfield able to grab onto it after Dominic Richardson lost the handle.
Yeah, I'll go back to that question in a minute, but this was something I saw last week when it comes to Oklahoma State. Just they're getting the ball from center. It was seeing a lot of bobbles, whether it was Rangel last week who started at quarterback, and today Gunnar Gundy not getting the ball cleanly from the center and then throwing it a pitch that was bobbled by the running back Richardson. This has been something I've seen the last couple weeks. Minus 12 on that last play.
Gunnar Gundy gets one block on the edge, and another good open field tackle. That's Miles Purchase. I think the preseason rankings are for the fans and for
the fans?
The talking heads. Yeah.
I always say, okay, how do we know that this team, we just put, just mark Duke down for a number 4 and Michigan State, and let's put they won last year, let's put them number 1 again. I always laugh at that, but you know what? I do tune in.
Third down and 17. Receiver screen, Presley. Good job by Freiler. And a lot of white jerseys around that one. It's fourth down. So they score the touchdown and get the 3 and out after the Oklahoma State miscue.
And yeah, it's the miscue. You mentioned it. That's what that drive was really all about. The miscue on first down, you lose 12 yards, and now you're fighting against the chains, against a defense now in Iowa State that's already stingy. And now they're making more plays and knowing obvious passing situations, putting Gunnar Gundy in positions that he hasn't been in a lot this season.
They've blocked one punt today. They're coming after it again. High, deep kick and a fair catch, chasing Knoll all the way back inside his 25-yard line. 51 on the boot. 10.5 to go here in the third. Oklahoma State with the lead in the football when we come back. Iowa State, impressive drive to open up this third quarter and grab the lead, Kirk.
Yeah, it started with the play-action pass, and they got Stanley over on the opposite side in the fake end around, but threw to the tight end, Easton Dean, to set them up inside the 5-yard line, and then it's just Jyrell Brock showing some of the toughness as he gets into the end zone. A nice drive to start this second half for Iowa State.
Their defense gets him the ball right back. Hutchinson slotted left. Four catches, 35 yards for Xavier, so now he's 3 shy of the all-time record. Crossing route underneath, and that's Jalen Knoll, and he'll pick up 9, maybe got 10 for the first down. He did.
It's been the underneath throws that I've seen more high percentage, right? Deckers had a little tough time earlier with the accuracy. A little inconsistent there. I mean, what we've seen now has been play action, getting Deckers on the move, and these underneath short crossing routes have definitely improved the accuracy for Deckers.
Nothing doing on the run up the middle for Norton. Ran into Mason Cobb. And a loss of 1.
We called his name a bunch today so far, Mason Cobb. He's been doing what he's been asked to do from his defensive coordinator, Derek Mason. They wanted to stop the run, and they've done a good job in that. But this is where they got to make their hay. Getting into these second and longs and keeping Iowa State out of third and manageable. That's what they want to do. Get into the obvious passing situations and allow that secondary to take over.
Deion Silas comes on. First we've seen of him since the fumble in the first half. Next to Deckers in the backfield. Hutchinson scrambling in motion. The throw, it's a wobbler up for grabs. X-Man tries to come back for it, and he makes the catch as a penalty flag flies.
Wow. I think this is going to be on Oklahoma State. Remember, the defender never looked back at the football.
Number 2, defense. That penalty is a decline. The result of the play, first down.
Well, the reason why that ball floated in the air was because of the outstanding rush by Colin Oliver, number 30. Now, they have not had a chance to find a way to block Oliver, who comes off the edge. He gets right there to Deckers, and that ball just floats in the air because of the pressure. And Black's standing right there, but just the ability, the athleticism of Xavier Hutchinson to redirect.
27 yards. That's their third play of the quarter of better than 20. Deckers back to the line, and that's it.
I mean, you really almost can't play it any better if you're Corey Black. He's playing for the deep pass, but because that ball floated in the air, Hutchinson was able to redirect and go back and get the football. You hate that as a corner. You're playing good coverage, but the ball's underthrown. He doesn't know.
Cowboys defense playing for first-year DC Derek Mason, who replaced Jim Knowles, who went on to Ohio State. Successful at stopping the run so far today. That was their first order of business. They've been able to keep Hutchinson in check. And now they forced a third down and long.
Yeah, it's just about retracing. They ran a double screen, so you had screens on both sides, left and right. But Kendall Daniels been interception on the day. He had some big hits to force the fumble. Was able to retrace and go grab a big tackle that sets up this third and long.
Deckers has hit his last 7 passes in a row. Make it 8. Hutchinson, first down inside the 30.
Good route concept. Hutchinson was the number 3 receiver. He lined all the way up at the top, and in the motion got him to the inside. And it's just a route that allows him to cross the field and just show off the speed. And Black, who's been on him all day long, Corey Black, just couldn't catch up.
241 catches now for Xavier Hutchinson. That ties Allen Lazard's school record. And he's also gone over 1,000 for the season. Norton hauled down inside the 25. Kendall Daniels caught up with him.
That's a heartbreaker for Oklahoma State defensively, because you've had some good third down opportunities, but Xavier Hutchinson takes that away, right? A first down play, and now you've got a defense, see hands on hips. They've already given up the big drive to start the second half, and another long drive again for Iowa State.
Deckers hit as he releases. It's caught. Breaking a tackle is Sean Shaw. Ball squirts loose, and the Cowboys have it. 4th takeaway for the Pokes defense. Nathan Latu got it.
It's just never give up, right? That's what you're taught. And I want you to watch the linebacker left side of your screen, Xavier Benson. He sees that, look, Shaw's got the ball, but watch the linebacker come out of nowhere. It's the big hit by Benson, running to the football. They always said the respect you have for your defensive coordinator is your ability to run to the football. You need a big play. Xavier Benson with the knockout. Now, Cowboys getting ready to get on the move.
Another takeaway, the 4th turnover for Iowa State today. Gundy slings it out to the edge. And again, the Iowa State defense is right there, ready and waiting. Anthony Johnson, who's making his 52nd career start today, which ties Colt McCoy's Big 12 record, #1 in white.
Yeah, that's consistency. All business. That's what they talk about with Anthony Johnson. He's Mr. Consistency. Always out there, always available for his defense.
He's been their leading tackler this year. Gundy on the ground, and again, they're facing a 3rd and long. And here we go for the Cowboy offense, Kirk. They are 0 for 7 on 3rd downs today.
And I don't know if they respect Gundy's arm because they're playing a ton of man-to-man and keeping extra guys in the box. They're forcing Oklahoma State to be one-dimensional. Now, Gundy threw one earlier for the 83-yard touchdown, but Iowa State's trying to bet on him to do it again. A lot of man-to-man coverage on the outside. No middle field safety.
4 receivers. Gundy. Incomplete and a big hit. Richardson looking to make the catch, and Tavon Kyle made sure he couldn't haul it in. Then it's 4th down.
Nice job by Tavon Kyle. Now he sloughs off in his coverage, but all he does is read the eyes of the quarterback. And he breaks on the football. And that's a terrific job by Kyle. First of all, not launching himself, but making sure he's making the hit the correct way, how they teach it. That's an outstanding big hit by Kyle, legal all the way.
6th punt now for Logan Ward. They almost got to another one, and there's a flag down. Fair catch at the 24. There was contact with the punter. And now we wait to see what variety.
Yeah, it looks like
15 and a 1st down.
It looks like he's holding up the 5, so that may be just a 5-yard variety. It'll make it a 4th and possibly 2.
Running into the kicker, receiving team. That 5-yard penalty be added to the end of the play. 1st down.
Okay.
Foul was on number 6.
It was on Miles Mendezun.
Remember, Porter blocked one earlier, and this time just a little. Oh, into the plant leg.
That's the plant leg.
That is the plant leg.
Let's see how they.
Coach let them know, hey, we don't need that.
Yeah.
Stay off the leg.
(14-10), Iowa State. And after the penalty, they'll start at their own 20-yard line. Under 5 to go here in the 3rd. Deckers thrown down after a couple. Xavier Benson.
It's a good edge set by Benson. He's been flying around. He was in on the big hit. The strip from Black to set up the last turnover.
Oh, and Deckers may have been hurt at the tail end of that play. He's got a little limp.
Yeah, he's got a little limp there.
Norton out to the 25. Again, Benson. Gain of 4. So it'll be 3rd down.
That's a big run there because you had a minimal gain on 1st, and then now you get to 3rd and 4. Obviously, if I'm Oklahoma State defensively, we're finding where it is number 8. Someone outside of Xavier Hutchinson has to beat you.
And Hutchinson will be wide right. Deckers gonna have to fight for it, and just short is Knoll. 4th down and inches.
That's good team defense, because you had Corey Black, who was on the outside, and he maintained his leverage, and he knew the cavalry was coming, which was Mason Cobb, number 0, who's been flying around. Nice job of team defense. You took away Xavier Hutchinson, the ball's thrown underneath, and you corral the ball carrier before he gets to the marker.
The punt from inside the 20. It's short, and coming up to make the fair catch is Presley at the 33-yard line. Just 38 yards on that kick.
And a guy who's made a big leap.
This Iowa State defense so good all year and really good in the second half. That's what the Cowboys will be up against. DeAndre Jackson gets the carry here. It's been a dominant performance, allowing just 6 points per game and barely over 100 yards in second halves this season, including pitching 3 second-half shutouts.
It's just a defense that has experience and youth at the same time. And it's a good blend, a good mix. And everybody's buying and playing off of each other and utilizing the strengths.
MJ Anderson yet again got after Jaden Nixon.
There's no answer. There has not been an answer for number 3 along that defensive front. He's swimming, he's diving, he's cutting through. He's just creating chaos in the backfield. MJ Anderson having a big game.
3rd down and 9. They're 0 for 8 today. Gundy scrambles, flag down behind him. He'll try and run for it. The slide, he's got it out to the 45, but it may be for naught.
Yeah, they're going to get a hold on the left tackle, because Will McDonald had one of the great rushes I've seen all day.
Number 76 offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
You get the outstanding play by the quarterback utilizing his legs, but number 76, Caleb Etienne, he holds Will McDonald at the bottom. You see the dip underneath, and he's got him beaten. Etienne just basically dragged him to the ground.
That's going to be a net loss of 21 yards with the 11-yard gain and then the 10-yard penalty. So scratch their first 3rd down conversion, and now it's 3rd and 19. Gundy on the move again. And is it intercepted at midfield? Yes, it is. TJ Tampa stayed in bounds to make the play on a pass that Gunnar Gundy probably should have thrown out of bounds. And it was MJ Anderson again in pursuit of the quarterback.
1st down.
You just know when the journey's over. MJ Anderson hustling, and Gundy just throws that ball in the air, and he doesn't realize that ball is still in bounds. That's a nice job by TJ Tampa with the interception. Last week they had a similar interception by Garrett Rangel, a similar play, just rolling out of bounds and just tries to throw one in there, but there's nothing there. The best play is to throw it away and allow for the punt. Now you turn the ball over, and Iowa State is in great field position.
Hunter Deckers, who appeared to be dinged up a little bit on that last possession, he's back out there. Big story today is the giveaways and takeaways.
It's not even Christmas yet.
Well, they were playing Christmas music at our hotel.
Right. Giveaways.
Deckers, and they give it right back. Intercepted by Jason Taylor, who was the only guy within 10 yards. That is the 3rd interception of the day for Hunter Deckers. 21-yard return.
And Taylor's just playing his cover 2. Watch him at the top. He's just playing the cover 2, and they throw to the tight end. They very rarely throw to the tight end, to Sean Hanika. And he steps right in front for the pickoff. He just read the eyes of the quarterback. Decker's eyes took Taylor to the football. I mentioned earlier, they rarely throw to the tight end. And yet this time, Hanika's streaking across the field, and Taylor makes the play.
And Spencer Sanders has come on at quarterback. Saw him for one play in the first half, trying to come back from his injury. And he'll run with it and takes his first hit of the day, Gary Vaughn.
What a change of events. Wow.
Has started over 40 games, has won 30 in his career as the starter. Knocked out of the game last week, didn't get the start today, and now coming on in relief. And the catch is made by Langston Anderson, who's gotten more playing time as the year has gone on.
That pass had some heat on it too, Beth. That ball had some smoke on it. And now they've got a little time to break in between quarters here to kind of catch your breath for Spencer Sanders and the Oklahoma State offense.
Going to the fourth in a 4-point game. And we are going to stick around with a review going on as to whether or not that was a catch on that last throw. It was a shoulder injury in the Kansas game for Spencer Sanders. Did not return last week. But 2 interceptions, including a poor one moments ago from Gunnar Gundy, and Mike Gundy makes the change here.
Yeah, I know it's difficult just to say, you got to pull your son out of the game. Say, hey, son, you don't have it today. Right now, our offense is best ran by the experienced Spencer Sanders.
I think we're going to need a look from the other side.
I don't see anything definitive just yet in terms of, does that ball skip in the back?
This could be a better angle here.
I don't see anything that takes my eyes away from the call on the field, which was a catch. I think we'll start the fourth quarter with a 3rd and short for Oklahoma State.
If they say incomplete, I think there are still a few ticks left in the 3rd quarter, but from what we've seen right now, I think the play stands and we're headed to the 4th.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's the end of the 3rd quarter.
"15 minutes to play in Stillwater at a 4-point ball game." Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by FIS. The pregame flyover, and the Pilots made it inside for the ball game today. And what's in store on this Veterans Day weekend in the 4th quarter with Spencer Sanders on in relief? Got hurt a couple games ago, missed the Kansas game last week, and now on in relief here in the 4th quarter. And on 3rd and 1, they don't get it.
It's the linebackers, Vaughn and Vance.
Loss of 2.
What do you do on 4th down?
Well, you're 0 for 10 now on 3rd down, and they're going to punt it. And some boos raining down. Logan Ward just tries to pop this up. Bounces inside the 10, and that's where it will stay. down at the 6-yard line. 14-10, Iowa State with the lead and the football early in this fourth quarter. Hunter Decker's now joined by Cartavius Norton in the backfield. Norton with the run. Couple of nice cuts, and he'll pick up 10 for the first down. Neither side has been able to run it real well today. 67 yards total for the Cyclones. Norton is slow to get up.
I think he took a shot on that shoulder. See, squeezing that arm. You get a hit on that shoulder, you get a little pain right through there. And Norton's really come on the last couple weeks. He's been their closer. He was last week versus West Virginia. This would be a big loss for Iowa State.
We'll take a break and be back in a moment.
Back here at Boone Pickens Stadium, and for Iowa State, a running back situation has just gone from bad to worse as these guys have continued to go down. Cartavius Norton slow to get up on his last play, and Jirel Brock in a walking boot. He's done for the day, and two guys that have really been successful for this team long term. But now we've got a big boost here right out the gate. But guys, a running back room that has struggled with injuries throughout the course of this season continues to struggle with them here today.
Yeah, that's Deon Silas, who has now come on.
And it just goes to show how special Breece Hall was as a running back, and the consistency of a guy who was always available last season. Now, obviously, with the New York Jets, out for the year right now, but just his consistency in college made this position for Iowa State something they never had to worry about.
Silas did have a fumble in the first half, but he's kind of the only guy they can turn to. Eli Sanders is also on the depth chart. Stormy?
Well, and when it comes to Brock specifically, like, this is a guy who had a phenomenal start to the year, but has been battling injuries really since week 4 against Baylor, just was never 100%. And the coaching staff said it's been really hard to watch him continue to battle through those injuries because he waited so long for that opportunity and waited behind Breece. As you do see, Cartavius Norton, though, back in the game here now.
So Norton will return on 3rd and 1. Norton gets the call. Gonna be close.
I think he may be short. And that's a good stand there by Oklahoma State.
Ossie was down on the bottom of that pile.
And you know me, Beth, you know I don't like the 3rd and short, 3rd and 1 quarterback in the shotgun. You know me, hey, if you're gonna run the football, why not get up under center and hit it downhill? You gave the defense too much time to react. And this Oklahoma State defense, that's one thing that they do well, is they know how to shoot gaps. They run the alley well. So if you give them just a half a beat, a half a second to get there, they'll make the play every time.
Presley with the fair catch. And Spencer Sanders and the offense will start it at the 37-yard line, down 4 in the 4th. If they win tonight, they have clinched a berth in the Big 12 championship game coming up on December 3rd. And then it would be a free-for-all with some 2 and 3 lost teams trying to get there to join them. Jaden Nixon with the first down catch. Anthony Johnson takes him down. They pick up about 5.
Let's see what Spencer Sanders can do. This is his first real drive now that he's in the game. And you see how different and how smooth the offense is running.
Sanders caught for a first down in traffic. Bryson Green able to hang on after taking a hit.
You talk about your season on the line. Coach Mike Gundy had to go to he went to the righty. He took the lefty out. And Spencer Sanders, so far, you've seen that ball is jumping out of his hand.
Colby Reeder, the injured Cyclone. So the starting linebacker exits. Will McLaughlin will come in. Sanders checks it down. Nixon got some room. Jumps over a defender and picks up 10 more.
Going through the progressions as quick as Spencer Sanders does. This offense now on the move. This is what this hot, up-tempo offense was supposed to look like throughout the game. Sanders has got that now. Going all the way to the check down, getting positive yards.
The Big 12 leader in total yards per game, in yards passing per game. Looking to throw it again on the money. First down to the 25, and Presley. Casey Dunn, the offensive coordinator, said Sanders, he's like a 5.0 in our offense. The other guys aren't quite 5.0s, and he's showing us why.
Yeah, he's on that graduate level program, right?
Yes.
Showing you what it looks like.
Gain of 16 there. Their sharpest drive so far. Green with his second catch of the night.
He's 6 for 6 since coming in the game. Spencer Sanders, that ball has not touched the ground once.
They've won 13 straight here at home. Got Oklahoma on deck down in Norman next week. They'll finish with West Virginia at home. Still a shot at a 9 or a 10 win season after the back-to-back losses to K-State and Kansas. Last week without Sanders. Looking to the end zone. Overthrew his target, Green. TJ Tampa was able to take him off his route there.
Yeah, that's why Sanders is upset. He felt that Tampa got a little bit too handsy. 5 yards pass down the field. So he felt like, hey, he rerouted my guy, because that should have been a touchdown throw by Spencer Sanders.
Now they're looking at 3rd and 4, and they have yet to convert a third down today. 0 for 10. Sanders stepping up. Gonna run for it. Good move to the outside, and he's got it. First down, Pokes.
That's just all Spencer Sanders. Realizing what he's got to do to get to the first down marker. Watch the move that he puts on the linebacker, Will McClellan. Remember, he's in for Reeder, and he just gave him the 1-2, got to the outside, and Smart gets out of bounds.
The best rushing quarterback in school history with nearly 2,000 yards on the ground. Pop pass, touchdown, Jaden Nixon. And the Cowboys are back on top.
That play had everyone fooled, and especially Anthony Johnson, the free safety. See how Johnson, number 1, he steps up. He's going to go tackle the quarterback. He saw Lyman pulling. He's going to go make the play, but he forgets about the running back, Jaden Nixon, streaking down the sideline. A terrific play call by Casey Dunn, the offensive coordinator, and Spencer Sanders off the bench with a big play.
Extra point's good, a 3-point lead for Oklahoma State, 9:18 to go.
For about 2.5 quarters, this was just a game of turnovers. Gundy goes with the righty, brings in Sanders. Sanders making plays in the back of the end zone to Nixon. Cowboys go ahead. Back here at Boone Pickens Stadium, and it's been the Spencer Sanders show. Yes, he was in the bullpen, but Mike Gundy said, you know what, let's go with the righty. And since he's coming to this ball game, he has definitely been on fire. The ball just looks different when he's throwing it to his receivers, but utilizing his legs when needed. And then when you need the big play, Spencer Sanders to Nixon in the back for the touchdown. 7 of 8 so far for Sanders. Well,
make it 8 for 9
Yeah,
as he
there
finds Green. He also had the run for their only third down conversion of the day. And we revisit what Mike Gundy was telling Cowboy Country this week. it's okay. We didn't play our best the last 2 weeks, but our hair's not on fire. We didn't have that guy for a game and a half.
Right.
He was out with the injury.
Wait, I'm wondering, wait, what's going on here? So the officials, a flag down.
Personal foul, chop block, number 76 and 68, offense. It's a 15-yard penalty, replay first down.
Yeah, we didn't see that one. I saw the pass and how quickly the ball comes out of Spencer Sanders' hand. But it looks like, I watched the left guard and the left tackle. Got one guy engaged high, one guy engaged low, and that is a chop block in the definition of the rule book.
Boy, for both sides today, there has been some self-inflicted damage, whether it's the penalties, whether it's the turnovers. That's Bray.
You know, the one thing is that, look, Oklahoma State takes the lead, right? Spencer Sanders comes in the game, and you would think, hey, with a 3-point lead, you run the football, try to shorten this game up just a little bit. But that's the trust that you have in Spencer Sanders, is that he's going to make the right read, make the right throw. That ball's to the outside, now the chain. I mean, the clock keeps moving. That's the trust that Spencer Sanders has from his head coach.
You know, the type of guy that brings confidence to the whole team, just knowing he's out there, and his tremendous football IQ, being in the system for so long, drops it off underneath to Richardson, and now they give themselves a chance.
Showing off a little Patrick Mahomes here, right? Showing off a little sidearm. It's about the arm angle. Look at that. Drops it down. Gets to the outside. See how he leads the receiver? Richardson gets the ball in front.
3rd down and 5. Sanders looking to the outside, incomplete, and it's 4th down. That's the second time that TJ Tampa has been able to reroute a receiver and take the timing off.
Yeah, but that was just a good job by Tampa, not panicking. Watch number 2, top of the screen. He gets the hand check, and see how there's no panic? He turns around, locates the football. That's just good coverage. That's clinic tape right there by TJ Tampa. He got the nice little jab in there, turns around and locates the football. That's a good play.
And they continue to allow Iowa State to stay in the game, despite the fact they have 5 turnovers. It's only been one time this season that a team has won a game with 5 or more turnovers. That was Penn State over Northwestern with 5 turnovers. It's been like this all season for Matt Campbell's Cyclones. 4 one-score losses, Kirk.
Yeah, it's just one play. You know, they keep saying we just need one more play. And this is against some of the best teams in this conference. And they feel like you had one more play. Their record doesn't look like 4-5. They're possibly right now, they're thinking more 6-3. Maybe even 7-2, wishful thinking. But they just want one more play, one more opportunity.
Out of the Big 12 race, but they need to win 2 of their last 3 games for bowl eligibility and to keep a streak going of 5 consecutive bowl trips and 5 consecutive winning seasons. The last time they had a losing record was Campbell's first year back in 2016.
Well, they knew that this was going to be a year of transformation. Not necessarily defensively because they had so many guys coming back, but offensively, when you lose Kohler, when you lose Breece Hall, Brock Purdy, and I asked Coach about that. He said, look, we just knew we had to find an identity. Well, the first thing is getting the running game going. They got that last week, but they didn't win a football game in October. They hope that last week the win versus West Virginia kickstarts this rest of the season.
Trying to get open on the edge. Brock Martin, good pursuit of Hutchinson, and it's 3rd down.
Nice job there. You got to just pursue. That's what pursuit does. Get to the outside. They've really held Hutchinson in check for the most part. He breaks the record here, most catches for his career at Iowa State. But they've held him out of the end zone, and I think that's a win for the Oklahoma State defense.
He's the new number 1 with 242 career catches. Deckers diving out right at the line to gain, and he's got it.
Deckers realizing where the first down marker is. See, the pocket collapses. And he sees the opening, and he gets all the way down. And see how he dives forward?
I'm out on the field for an injured
That's a guy
player.
knowing where the chains are, picking up the first down.
Looks like a cramp for Ben Kopensky. Here's what's happening around the Big 12. TCU, one of the 4 remaining unbeatens. If they beat Texas tonight on
Previous
ABC,
play is under further review.
they are into the Big 12 championship game. The other big one tonight, K-State Baylor. And for the Cowboy fans watching, you would be best served with a TCU win and a Baylor win. You'd be in good shape if it came down to head-to-heads with Baylor and Texas. And they are reviewing that last play. Was Deckers short of the line to gain on his dive?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. At first look, he's right on the line. But again, remember, if he slides feet first, it's where the slide first starts. But when he dives forward, he doesn't get the extra yards if he bounces forward for a yard or 2. It's right where he touches the ground. And so this is going to be close. Is right where does that knee touch the ground with the football in hand? So we got to find a definitive look where a knee on ground and where does the football lie?
After further review, the runner was down at the 25-yard line. It'll be 4th down at that spot.
And I think that's probably the best look. I think so you see the finishing part of it. But remember, college football, once he goes to the ground, that knee touches, the play's dead. Now,
so they're going to go for it here on 4th down. It looks like Decker still has the helmet on.
Absolutely.
They're down a field goal with 5:22 to go from their own 25-yard line.
Remember, Hunter Decker's 6'3", 206. So you're always thinking possible quarterback sneak.
I don't think we've seen him under center yet, have we?
We have not. So to me, that's always in my mind. He's going to be in shotgun.
Norton's in the backfield, so's Jared Russ. Deckers keeps, hit behind the line, and he's short. Kendall Daniels, his 3rd massive play of the day. Let's see where they put the football down, and it's at the 24-yard line, and the Cowboys will take it.
Beth, it didn't matter where they put that football. He didn't get the first. That's just all I know. He didn't get the first. Because watch the wall that was built. Big Sione Asi, number 99. They create the brick wall, and it's just the cavalry coming. It's been Kendall Daniels all game long, but a terrific job of that defensive front. Building a wall, not allowing the push of the Iowa State offensive line, and guys running to the football.
Daniels with the tackle. He also has an interception and a forced fumble today, and a very short field for Sanders and company to work with. Dominic Richardson with the carry. Settling for a field goal here still keeps Iowa State in it.
You just think about just 2 plays in a row. You get a 3rd down play, 4th down play for Iowa State. And Xavier Hutchinson doesn't touch the football. He did earlier in the series, didn't do it there.
Sanders throws to the end zone. Incomplete. TJ Tampa. Well, they've been gunning after him, and he's been up to the task.
Well, I think everybody's upset because they thought there should be a flag for offsides on Isaiah Lee.
Yes.
But I guess the officials determined that he was not in the neutral zone. Spencer Sanders thought he had the 5-yard penalty already in the bag, so he threw that one to the end zone.
And it stops the clock, 4:29 to go. And it's 3rd down and 9.
And Sanders saw the ball was snapped. So he just
Gundy wants a timeout.
Timeout, Oklahoma State. Their first of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
I think he's just as surprised as we are. Yeah, Isaiah Lee right there, number 58. He's in the middle of the screen, and it looks to be he jumped, but not so sure he goes into the neutral zone. Sanders sees that. See how the ball snapped? And when the ball snapped, he's like, I got 5 yards. I'm just going to take a shot at the end zone. And again, TJ Tampa, he's been putting on a clinic on that outside.
So 3rd down and 9 for Spencer Sanders. 9 of 12, 84 yards and a touchdown toss. Again, they're just 1 of 12 today on 3rd downs. Sanders on the roll and throws it out. Had nowhere to go with it. 4th down.
Decision time, field goal.
Tanner Brown, who was good earlier today from 37. And looks like 41 on this attempt. He's got a 52-yarder this year, that coming against TCU. So officially 39 yards. Give him a 6-point advantage. Got it. Well, Matt Campbell thinks that might be a win for his defense right there. Keeps them within reach. 4:19 to go. All 3 of their timeouts still for Iowa State.
Yeah, plenty of time on the clock. Plenty of time. But can Hunter Dekkers put a drive together the way this Oklahoma State defense has been playing?
Only 200 yards of total offense today for the Cyclones.
But more obvious passing situations. And I'm not sure.
Excuse me, 200 passing.
Yeah, but has Iowa State blocked Colin Oliver?
Yeah.
Right?
He's been a menace.
Kendall Daniels, Muhammad. I mean, they've got some guys who are playing outstanding for a defense that's given up a ton of points over the last 2 games, which is Kansas State versus Kansas. They've only given up 14 points today. They've done a good job of keeping the run game in check for Iowa State, and they've created turnovers. So you are happy with the effort, and now you're going to ask your defense to do it one more time.
Well, one of your keys, I believe, was ID 21, right? If they score 21, that might be enough.
Absolutely.
Noel across the 20 and run out around the 23-yard line. We documented a few minutes ago 4 one-score losses already on the season for Iowa State. They're looking at another 1-score situation here.
And they got to find a way, and it's going to be on your quarterback. All right, and Iowa State coming into the game, I talk about the keys. Bring an ID because they need at least 21 points. All right, they need Oklahoma State. You want them to go out. Can they get to 21 points? Well, they've done that already, so cross that off the board. Oklahoma State has done that. But Y and Z, meaning someone other than Xavier Hutchinson, and so far they've kept Xavier Hutchinson in check, but also
deep ball down the middle, wide open, and it's dropped. Jalen Noel had a touchdown in his hands, and he couldn't haul it in. My goodness.
I just talked about the key. Y and Z, right? Someone other than Xavier Hutchinson has to make a play. And that ball's in the hands of Jalen Noel. That should be a touchdown. That is a drop. That's unfortunate. That ball is right there. That was probably the best throw from Hunter Dekkers all game long. That is a
should
short
have been
touchdown.
A 78-yard score. Instead, it's 2nd and 10.
Wow.
Norton. Xavier Ross with the stop. That takes the wind out of an offense, doesn't it? You got to try and bounce right back quickly here.
I mean, it's the perfect play call. And just, you got to move on. Turn the page. 3rd down.
3rd down and 7. Deckers looking for Hutchinson, and he's got it out to the 40. And that'll keep the drive alive.
A tough catch. That's a tough contested catch. Look, Deckers realizing he knows that the rush is getting there, and he just puts it in the area. That's what you want. You got good receivers. Just put it in the area.
Deckers hit at the 35, and down he goes. Brock Martin, the guy that the coaches told us epitomizes the Cowboy culture.
One of the old men in the room, they say.
His 59th career game at Oklahoma State.
Timeout on the field for an injury.
Dimitri Stanley getting up off the turf.
You know, for Oklahoma State, my two keys for them were they had to be Marvel villains, meaning that they can't allow the X-Man, Xavier Hutchinson, to get off in his game. They've kept him out of the end zone, but TNT, they got to be explosive. The 83-yard touchdown earlier by Gunnar Gundy, and Spencer Sanders comes into the game in relief with the explosive drive for a touchdown.
Looking to the outside, incomplete, intended for Wilson. Corey Black had the coverage. 3rd down and 13.
I think Wilson had Black beat. If that ball's thrown out in front, Wilson's got an opportunity. Darren Wilson has an opportunity to make that catch because the ball's a little underthrown. Didn't have the ability to get back and redirect and make that catch.
Well, Hutchinson would be the go-to guy. Deckers throws it his way, incomplete. Jabbar Muhammad got a hand on it, and it's 4th down.
That's the matchup. That was the matchup we wanted to see in crunch time. Your best defensive player, Jabbar Muhammad, number 7.
4th down. They need to get to midfield for the 1st down.
Making plays, number 7. He's going to be on Xavier Hutchinson on this 4th down play. And back him up 5 more yards.
False start, number 66, offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Well, the miscues that have been mounting all day, led by the 5 turnovers for Iowa State. And here late in the 4th quarter, the drop touchdown pass. And now a 4th down penalty pre-snap.
Yeah, you're going to punt.
They're going to punt it away and rely on their defense to get a stop and get them the ball back.
Yeah, you mentioned they still got 3 timeouts left. So I get it. 4th and 18, probably a difficult down. Punt it away and put on your defense. And delay a game as well.
Delayed game, number 80, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Now a clock management problem. Things coming undone here at the end of this possession. That will bounce out of bounds at the 36-yard line and a 37-yard punt. Well, they've been talking all week long, Kirk, about finding a run game, establishing a run game. They could use it right here to run out this clock. 2:37 to go and a 6-point advantage. 61 yards rushing today. That's been it. But that was before Spencer Sanders came onto the field.
It's been a totally different game since Spencer Sanders entered his football game. The offense looks different, but I think the trust, and you'll see it right here on this drive, they're not afraid to put the ball in the air. Okay, the running game hasn't necessarily been there for them, but if there's one guy who I trust, if I'm Mike Gundy, I'm going to trust my senior quarterback, Spencer Sanders.
One of the top scoring offenses in the league against the best defense in the Big 12 Conference, and it's MJ Anderson. Stops at the line of scrimmage.
Timeout, Iowa State. This is their first of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
Will they get one more chance? The opportunities have been there, but 5 turnovers today, a huge story. 5 takeaways for this OK State defense.
That's what it's been about today, being on the spot. Getting turnover after turnover. It's been interceptions, it's been fumbles created. This defense came into the game, I believe, what, just 9
Only
takeaways
9 all year.
season?
Well,
So they got more than half of what they got all season, pretty much, today.
second and 10, Sanders slides down to stay in bounds, no gain. As Iowa State
Iowa State
called their
This is
second
their second
timeout
of the
here.
half. 30-second timeout.
So they'll have one more they'd love to use after a quick stop here on 3rd down.
I think a lot of people would say you run the football again, but when Spencer Sanders is under center, I trust that he finds the right guy. Right? You're telling yourself now, a first down ends this football game. And I trust that he makes the right play. So I think Gundy's telling, hey, the punting unit, be ready, but they may have an opportunity here to throw the ball down the field. Know where that first down marker is.
Talking with Logan Ward, the punter, who replaced the injured starter Tom Hutton last week. May be called upon here. 3rd down and 11. They are 1 of 13 converting today. On the ground it is. And it's 4th down. Timeout Iowa State, 2:20 to go.
Iowa State. So 3rd and final timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
And a reminder that the Cyclones have a blocked punt today.
I think that's what also Coach was, Mike Gundy, letting his punter know to get this kick off. All right, get this punt off. I've been on a lot of these punt teams right now in this scenario, and it's one of those situations where you're telling everybody on the punt team, we protect first before we cover. We can always run and go cover, but we cannot recover a block. So you're saying, hey, let's make sure we're foot to foot. Create the wall. Do not allow the block.
There's the guy who got it earlier in the game, Darian Porter. That set up a score for Iowa State.
They got tight punt in. No, just one receiver to the bottom. Everybody else in.
Jalen Knowles back deep. Logan Ward gets it away. And it's a good one. Knoll all the way back inside the 15. Run out of bounds. 70 yards away from the end zone, and a shot at a game winner. A 50-yard punt as Logan Ward delivers. And all eyes turn to Hunter Deckers.
This is it. This is the drive. This is the game. Right here. It's Deckers. The first thing is, if you're Iowa State, you got to hold up. So you're saying we got to block. Make sure you keep an eye on Colin Oliver, an outside rusher.
And Oklahoma State can't let Hutchinson beat him. And down he goes, a sack. 3rd of the day. Nathan Latu.
And you got to get right back on the ball. It's just Latu just beats his man, clubs him, gets the sack.
Loss of 9. Deckers throws across the middle, caught in traffic out at the 35. It's Knoll. 3rd and 1.
Short of the first down, they're right back on the ball.
No timeouts remaining for Iowa State. Deckers 4-man pressure. First down out of the backfield. It's Norton to the 43.
Okay, they're trying to get a play in. Still a lot of time. 1:28 on the clock as it now starts to move.
And a false start penalty on the Cyclones.
False start, number 66, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's the second one on Tyler Miller.
Clock still moving.
Deckers. Caught at the 45. Shaw across midfield. And down inside the 45-yard line into Pokes territory.
I would spike the football here. Just to get everybody regrouped. Spike the football. It takes too long to get everybody lined up.
Under a minute to go. Needing a touchdown to win it. Deckers buying time with his legs, and he'll scoot out of bounds inside the 40 to stop the clock. 47 seconds.
Good job there by Deckers, seeing that everybody on the defense went with Hutchinson and Shaw and everybody to the field, and he saw the back door was open. Take the yards, get out of bounds. Nice job by Deckers, seeing that there was nobody on the right side of the field.
Deckers, quick release. Knoll out of bounds. And he's got the first down as well. Spotted at the 34.
False start.
My goodness, another one.
And a new set of rushers come in. That's
False
what this
start,
penalty does.
Number 66, offense. 5-yard
It's
penalty.
the third
first
one
down.
of this fourth quarter on Miller.
You know, it's a costly one because now Oklahoma State just went hockey line change when it came to that defensive front. So now 4 new fresh rushers in the game for the Oklahoma State defense.
Deckers with time, slings it across the middle. Hutchinson's got it inside the 25. First down, clock will stop temporarily, gain of 16. His 10th catch gets him over 100 yards on the day. And the spike to stop the clock.
You need your big players to step up in the big moments. And Xavier Hutchinson is a guy who was a big-time player that you just put it in his area. Let him make the contested catch. And I think at some point you have to attack the end zone too. Right? The underneath passes have been great, but you really got one more opportunity to get a first down and stop the chain. I mean, stop the clock with the chains moving.
Hutchinson to the bottom of your screen. Coming across underneath, incomplete, he wasn't looking. And it almost ended up in the arms of Muhammad.
And that's the catch and run elements. They're trying to get him to where he can not only utilize his speed, but run to where he can get out of bounds. If I'm Oklahoma State defensively, I give up the check down. I give up the underneath throw because your tackle with no timeouts is going to take you 10 seconds to bring your next play.
3rd and 10. Deckers to the end zone, knocked away, and it's 4th down. Corey Black keeping it away from the X-Man.
Yeah, he's one of those Marvel villains, not allowing the X-Man to get the play. Watch the defense by Corey Black. Stays patient, doesn't panic. Ball in the air, keeps one arm on and the other arm knocking it away. That's a big play, showing the strap.
Timeout called by Oklahoma State on a
Oklahoma
4th and
State.
10.
This is a 30-second timeout.
That's a good timeout by Mike Gundy because this drive so far has been contested catches. Tight windows, underneath throws, Deckers taking off to keep the chains alive, keep this drive alive. Hutchinson making plays as well. But this is the biggest play of this drive, 4th and 10. Now on the opposite side, Oklahoma State, you know that a touchdown is what you can't give up. So to me, you're guarding the end zone. You're not allowing it throw to the end zone. You want anything underneath. I want the underneath throw from Deckers.
First down is at the 13-yard line. And this could be it. Hunter Deckers in trouble, gets out of it, and then hauled down from behind, sacked on 4th down, and Oklahoma State will take over, and it's Colin Oliver again.
I started the drive by saying this is what you have to do if you're Iowa State. Number one, you got to stop public enemy number one against Iowa State. That's number 30, Colin Oliver. But it was the rush by Brock Martin on the outside, number 9. He flushed Deckers out, and then there's Colin Oliver to come clean it up. Brock Martin actually grabbed Deckers, but it was the hustle. It was the pursuit from the backside by Colin Oliver to seal the game for the Cowboys.
20-14, Oklahoma State. One snap to end it. They improved to 7-3, and they've won 14 in a row at home as they get set to head down to Norman for Bedlam.
I think the call of the game is what, Beth? It's Mike Gundy's call on pulling his son, the quarterback, Gunnar Gundy. And Spencer Sanders coming in his football game changed the tide. Oklahoma State wins this football game because the coach's call to bring in Spencer Sanders.
Let's go down to Stormy.
Coach, for your defense that has struggled these last couple of weeks, 5 turnovers and deliver a game-sealing stop there for you guys to earn the win. What does it say about them today?
Well, from where we've been the last few weeks and a lot of different reasons, that's about as good as effort as I've seen by defense. And to continue to go out and get stops and stops and stops. And our defense matched theirs. They have a really good defense, but today our defense matched theirs, and we found a way to win.
You told us that Spencer Sanders would be available today. Didn't anticipate having to use him. How would you describe the impact that he brings to your football team?
Well, he's got 50 games of experience, and so when you bring a guy off the bench like that, and we wanted to protect him, but he just brings in a little bit of charisma, and then we were able to throw the ball around a little bit, find a way to get it done. So I couldn't be any more proud of him, just the same.
You talked to us a lot about the importance of getting to play back here at home in your building. 14 straight wins here at home.
Yeah, and we needed to play at home. So we still have some young and immature players, and when you play on the road, a little bit different. But we needed to come home. We needed to be in an environment where they'd feel more comfortable.
Thanks, Coach. Enjoy it.
Thank y'all.
Oklahoma State holds on 20-14 over Iowa State. For Kirk Morrison and Stormy Bonatoni, I'm Beth Mowins. Thanks for watching. The 14th straight home win here at Boone Pickens in Stillwater for Oklahoma State.